Hey, everybody. Welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Live. It is my St. Patrick's Day show, and I've been looking forward to this for over a week. Fair warning, all bets are off on this show. I'm here to have a good time and have a St. Patrick's Day party with my paintball friends. Hopefully we talk about paintball. Professionalism, I don't know. But I got my hat on. I got my St. Patrick's Day beads. I got my couch green. I put some horrible decorations up, and they won't stay up. Like, I've had to scotch tape them to the walls. That nothing's working the way it's supposed to be working, and I don't care. I mean, I just don't care. So I hope, and I actually, you know what I might actually do? What I might do is I might put the link up for the show and invite everybody that wants to get on. Now, I can only have 10 people on at a time, but yeah, I brought the show. I brought my whole system onto my coffee table. I'm on my couch, and it is, hey, Elliot and Lex, I'm not the leprechaun. The leprechaun's coming, but yeah, so I may just make this a complete free-for-all. But in the meantime, I got some guests in the green room. We've already been talking for like a half hour. Our St. Patrick's Day started early. So for first and foremost, here is my leprechaun, Robert.
Yeah, let's put the wee little man back in his hole.
Right? So we got Robert on. I brought Connor on from Australia because if it's a drinking holiday, we got to get a professional drinker on here. And then from Sudbury, Ontario, which is like north Ontario, I brought Matt on from the Drippin' Llamas. Don't ask. But yeah. So we got Nikki saying hey. So hey, Nikki.
Hi, Mom.
Nikki. We got Steve Kelly, spoken like a true Irishman. Thank you so much. And we got Kenny Stewart from the General Paintball Museum saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day back. We've got Elliot saying evening, sir. And again, we've got, oh my God, it's a leprechaun. So yeah, I'm not the leprechaun. He's the leprechaun right there. That's why I have Mr. Destiny Midwest.
And we got
Chica.
It.
Yeah. So
here we go. I've got something for you. Every time someone mentions leprechaun, we've got to take a drink. Drinking game started.
Well, you said it, so let's say it again, leprechaun.
Yeah.
I don't know if my drink's going to be big enough.
I don't know if I got enough beer in the fridge.
So anyway, so like I said, professionalism today, for everybody out there watching, professionalism for this show is gone. Like, I do not care. I mean, I'd like to try to keep it on paintball because we're a paintball show.
Oh, Steve, they're going to try to get us drunk. Steve Kelly in the chat.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, I just saw that pop up. No, I'm gonna need another drink.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
I'll be lifting.
I love it when my wife pops in just as I say, I'm gonna need another drink. She just gives me a nod and leaves. Love that girl.
So what did you guys think of my intro? I did that just for fun.
Yo, I was just about to mention it. I love it. I love the little Irish tune. It's not too long. Steve, you did a great job, man. Your editing skills are getting like
they suck
on par.
No,
they're good, dude.
People have just said leprechaun too much to you.
We're gonna be like, I shoot the painted balls all across the field.
So, Steve, you consider running a.
My thing is, cheers to everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And yes, my ice cube flashes.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Steve Kelly, would you like a link? Let me know if you want a link. I'll send you a link and you can join in on the festivities if you want. And if there's anybody else that wants to join in on the festivities. Anybody else that wants to join in, come now. See, I
wonder if Neb Neela is lurking around in that chat.
I don't know.
There's Mom.
I love that guy.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Mrs. Montresor.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Mrs. Montresor.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so anybody that wants to join in, just say hi. Oh, Steve says, I'd love to, but I'm about to head out. Darn. All right. Well, sucks to be you, but I mean, depends on
He's
where you're
afraid
heading
to
out.
drink with us.
If you're going to a real party, then. Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
I mean,
yeah,
this is
go
the
for it.
first party I've been to in years, Steve. Come on.
No, not buying it.
Well,
I even got
all right.
snacks.
We did do 4th of July last year, even though we weren't supposed to.
So, Matt, you were going to ask me a question.
Yes. Are you considering doing MagFed with me sometime?
I have absolutely no problem doing MagFed. I am just not going to buy one.
Don't worry. The llamas have like a huge stock. We'll let you borrow one.
Fair enough.
I'm coming.
You too, you too, Connor? All right. I got to play with you sometime.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Thank you, Chica. Chica, did you want an invite? Just let me know.
I think he's got an idea for another reason we all need to drink.
That's probably true. And this, by the way, is Paul. Paul is old school Booney Boys. He also played pro on he was actually on the cover of Paintball Sports Magazine. He played pro for Constant Pursuit. And if you know that autococker that I have that's got all the bubbles on it, the one I call bubbles.
Yep.
Excuse me.
That is Paul's autococker. So it was
Paul's autococker. Yeah, it
I
was.
own it now, but yeah. And Paul, you never
now that's Steve's autococker.
That's right. But it has to stay. It has to stay in the Booney Boys. That's the condition. But
how many teams are you an unofficial participant of?
Well, what makes it unofficial? Because officially, he played with
not on the roster, but association.
Okay, well, he was on the roster for an NXL event, so he's officially a Destiny Midwest.
Okay.
According
all
to
right.
I was on the roster for Destiny Midwest, but I'm more of an honorary member or a stand. Officially, I was a stand-in. That was my title. But according to B, I am an honorary member of Destiny overall. But my heart lies in Destiny Midwest. Always has, always will. And I got to be honest, I was seriously considering wearing my Destiny shirt or my Destiny jersey today. So, hey, Andy.
I'll drink to that, Leprechaun.
You going to be playing Feed the Needy charity event at Wasaga this that's coming up very soon in just like 3 or 4 weeks if they have it.
I do not know the answer.
Hey,
to that question.
Andrew's here.
Yeah. Nikki says I'm still on. I assume that's me. Yep. So,
and Andy likes the hat. We should join him so he can make fun of you.
Yeah, no, I'm not letting him on tonight. He is a complete media whore, and coming from me, that's saying
a lot. Yeah.
No. What teams I'm on? I am officially a member of the Denver Expendables. That is
okay.
I am officially a member of that. I am an official member. Well, I'm an official member of the Booney Boys. Although I've never actually played with them because I've always been going this way where they're going that way. But I have the jersey and it's got my name on it. So I'm officially a member of the Booney Boys. I like to think of myself as an official member of Destiny Midwest, but it's hard for me when I'm in east of Toronto and they're in Chicago. So I only played with them once, but I have very, very strong heart attachments. So
that was our breakout NXL event. So
I'm not sure exactly how I fall in that area. I don't know what my official title is, but my heart says I'm a member of Destiny Midwest. Dripping Llamas say that I am a honorary member. Last time I checked, but
definitely we might pull you for that 5-man at Beach Blitz.
See, that's the thing. If I'm at Beach Blitz now, who do I play for? Because Denver Expendables may come up. Booney Boys are probably playing.
Guaranteed, Booney Boys are going to be playing that.
I wouldn't guarantee,
but they might be in the 10-man. I don't know if Booney Boys are doing the 5-man. But how much do you want to work your legs that day?
See, the thing is, I'm actually in the Booney Boy chat, so I know exactly what they're doing and I know what they're planning, and I have no idea what's going on. So Like this.
Well, we can use you for the 5-man because the Drippin' Llamas, it's a long shot to do the 10-man. I'd have to pull guys from like Dodge This Paintball Pro team up here to play with us.
Thank you, Nikki. I love you. Best captain ever. No offense, Andy.
Have you played my Northern Field? Dodge This Paintball?
I don't think so.
It's a pretty decent field. Russ runs some big games there. There's lots of land because Sudbury's just known for forestry, so we got a lot of forest. It's definitely a woodsball field, and we just built an X-ball field for this season, so we're gonna be playing that.
I only got to Sudbury to actually see it for the first time 2 years ago. Like
I've been through it.
Like no. I used to work for a Chevy dealership. And I drove up to Sudbury a few times to pick up a car and then leave. So that doesn't count. Like I was there at the Tim Hortons to grab a beverage and take a piss. That was it. And for everybody that wonders what Tim Hortons is, it's basically the Canadian version of Dunkin' Donuts as far as pecking order. No relation,
gotcha.
but yeah. So that's the one thing you got to remember, Matt, is that a majority of my viewers are American. So we say things like toque and they get confused.
We got to say beanie.
Toque. Yeah. There, I'm confused. Toque.
Right?
Do you have to drink for that? Or?
No. A toque is basically your knit beanie.
Drink.
Oh, okay.
But we call them
I'll be good.
toques. And if you look up toque, a toque is actually a French word. Not French Canadian, but actual from France, and it's the hat that a chef wears. That's what
I've got a
that wouldn't keep your ears very warm.
Andy, that's harsh.
Oh,
There were some fun words right there.
Ooh, shots fired.
Hey, Andy. I think the game you lived the longest was the game I rang the buzzer.
Yeah. Hey, Tim on YouTube. Thanks. Thank you for being on.
Tim Hortons has kind of gone down the drain since Burger King acquired it.
Well, Burger King's owned by Pepsi, so I blame Pepsi.
Really? Burger King's owned by Pepsi? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the parent company.
Well, maybe it's changed, but I thought it was.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to butt.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm seeing a buddy of mine saying what's up to me here in the chat. So Jordan Pedersen. Yeah, man. Go. Same old. Come see me at Pirates.
Yeah. I still wish I was going to Pirates. There's a bunch of people that I have so many invitations to go south, like right now. And
come to the deep south where our flora and fauna is like dangerous.
Yeah, but my point is that I can't leave the country. I mean, I can, but coming
if you
back,
want to spend a bunch of money to get back, yeah,
it's like $3,000 because I have to stay at some certified hotel. Like I live alone. Hello, how much more quarantine can I get?
Yeah,
this is true.
So Charles Holton says, "Way green." Thank you. It's supposed to be that way. St. Patrick's Day. And Desmond said maybe that's Steve guy. Thanks a lot, Andy. And you wonder why I won't let that media whore on. It's just not happening. Yeah. Who's that Steve guy anyway? Nobody knows. I'm the complete unknown. It just there's a reason why unknown's in my name.
You're a popular unknown guy.
Popular
unknown Steve Moose McGuire.
I'm a popular unknown guy. Everybody loves me till they know me for about 3 months, and then they just think I'm an ass.
I like it.
Sound like a guy I could drink with.
Leprechaun.
Oh, here we go.
My drink's coming. I gotta wait.
Gotcha.
No tip.
Oh.
Just the tip.
I'm gonna jump off
the tip. Just for a second.
I'm going to jump off the screen for just a second. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Try not to say booger or anything like that.
Oh, we're
$20
gonna be
dues is $20 dues.
Yes, you're going to be unsupervised for 1 second. 1 second.
He's got to go earn that $20. Let him come.
So Connor, I know the laws down there are really restrictive. Are you even allowed to play MagFed, or is there any like MagFed markers at all? Or
Yes,
is it all hopper?
we have one brand of MagFed that is legal in the country, although there is two currently floating around the country where there's a bone of contention as to one being classified as legal. We use the Planet Eclipse EMF 100. That is the legal MagFed marker in the country, but there's been those Tipman Stormer Elites that have made their way in, and everybody's losing their mind because we have a thing like a law down here federally of appearance laws. So if it looks like a gun, it's a gun. Like the Tipman Stormer Elite kind of looks like an AR-15.
If you keep the stock barrel, but as soon as you add an extended barrel, it looks like a TMC.
Yeah, and even the TMC's been down
shroud. Yeah, because the barrel's sunk in the shroud, so it doesn't look like a gun-ish. But yeah, as soon as you get an extended barrel, like a Labco Big Shot, you're done. Yeah.
And that's where our appearance laws come into it. That if it looks like a gun, can't have it. And yet you can make one of them the EMF 100 thingies look like something still that even a copper might go, shit, that's a real gun. But
that trigger housing is so far back and the barrel's so far along on the EMF 100. Like, how could that look like an actual replica?
Yeah, that's the problem down here, and it's sort of, I understand at the moment, like, I know we're not getting political, but that C21 is like, that's pretty much Australia right now, except for a few states, because even though there's it might be a federal mandate as that, no, but the states somehow override the federal stuff, because in Queensland you can have replica pistols and you don't need a license. You can go up there, as long as you live in the state and you're over 18, you can go and buy yourself a 1911 replica that doesn't actually shoot, it just moves, cocks, you can pull the mag out, all of that. Yeah. You can have that, but if you wanted to have a rifle that was deactivated purely replica purposes, you have to have a collector's license.
So check these out.
Ooh.
Hey, that's mint bickies. It's shiny.
So you're sending me some of those, right?
I will. So I got a bunch of stickers done for, and so these are glitter stickers. But I got a bunch of stickers done for my Patreon supporters. But that's my old glitter sticker, which I'm excited to have. I think I already gave you a glitter sticker, didn't I, Rob? I mean, I'll send you more, but
you gonna plug your Patreon?
I did get some glitter stickers, and then the yellow square ones, which is right on the back of my Jeep next to the license plate that everybody tries to shoot with a paintball.
That's because it's got my hand saying stop.
Well, I always tell them one ball, and nobody's hit it yet.
These are new though.
Those are new.
So these are supposed to be a brushed aluminum, and I only had a few of those. So, and I'm going to have the Scarab made soon as well, or not made soon. It's coming, but yeah. So these are These are metallic. It's supposed to be brushed aluminum, but this is my International Gunfighter logo. It's the one thing I forgot to get the show because I wanted to show it off here.
What's your Patreon link? Like, what's the URL?
I'm not sure what the URL is off the top of my head, or URL or Earl or. But Earl,
I just whatever, yeah.
Yeah,
Earl of Patreon. Doth thou know where it is?
I'm not gonna give the link out right now because truthfully, I'm gonna revamp it. I had created a bunch of tiers. So there was a sticker tier, there was a T-shirt tier, there was a hoodie tier, and then there was gun giveaway tier. And it's the way it is. and the way things are going, it's too much work. It's too expensive, and I have to change things around because over the last little bit, I've had to use. My intentions were any money I got from the Patreon account was to go into specifically the podcast only, just to try to feed it and improve. But I've had to use it for myself, and if that's the case, then I got to change some things. But that being said, these stickers were originally for my Patreon people, and then I got the new one coming as well.
Well, as soon as it goes live, you better be posting that link on your page.
Well, it is. It has been.
Well, the what you're happy with once that goes live.
Fair enough.
So, Steve, if I actually get like, because I love my tattoos and stuff like that. If I get like the Popular Unknown podcast tattooed on me somewhere, will that make me an official secret love child down under of Popular Unknown Paintball?
No,
you're already that.
Now we're getting sexy.
Yeah,
Connor's the Popular Unknown OnlyFans model.
Who's got my hand on his nipple right now?
Your hand sits right on my nipple.
That's good placement.
All my other shirts, it's on my ass.
Yep. For some reason, everybody that puts my logo on their jersey, and there's about 6 teams at this point, everybody seems to want to put my hand directly on their ass. Like
I'd probably go
sense.
to the front bum, get it down in there.
Or like 2 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
We'll
these
angle them a
cannons
little
need
bit.
support.
Yeah, the angled hands, Popular Unknown hands. Oh, this is going off the rails fast.
Andy even
I
piped
told
in
you
on
brought
all
an
the
Australian on
expensive
it.
See? I chose.
Yep, I can verify that because I've got an Ollie Remembered tech shirt. It's right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I swear they did it on purpose.
Of course they did. Everybody needs to be felt up.
Everybody needs a little bit of loving.
Well,
right.
The funny thing is that hey.
Yeah, that's the boy.
You got a plan yet, Rob?
He's got it muted for a second. The funny thing about my hand is when I first created it and launched it, because
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man. Kids come first.
No, he's not playing yet. I heard you ask. He just turned 7. So
low impact soon, maybe.
We'll see.
I got an 8-year-old nephew. He's already doing low impact in airsoft.
He's my boy's on the spectrum, so we're taking things a little bit slower in any sort. He's hung out at the field with me. He picks him up, he pops him, he rubs it all over himself. The wife gets mad because he comes home a mess. But, that's what you do at the paintball field. You get covered in paint.
That's
100%.
exactly it. And I'm one of those people that actually like the smell of paint fill. Like that smell just brings back field memories. It just, especially up here in the north when we're down for we open up late April. That's when our field opens up.
Yeah, but up here it kind of has a mold smell to it.
It's 24 years since
I'm using
I
the same crappy
paintball.
GI paint you're using.
And I'm still the guy that'll throw a paintball in his mouth and chew on it.
Yeah,
I'll do that too. We have a thing up here. If you pop a barrel in your or you pop a ball in your barrel sock, you gotta eat a ball.
Yeah, I've never heard that, and I'm not doing that. I don't care.
Yeah. Remember to take off your barrel sock before you start playing.
See, yeah,
I still get a non-ported barrel and use it for a straw.
I'm saying that rule must be Sudbury back, up where cousins marry, because I've never heard that down here, and I'm not doing that.
You forget to take your sock off and launch a couple in the sock. You're that sounds dirty. You gotta eat it.
We got a lucky sock hanging on the bedpost.
As they say, you have a UD in your own sock. Like I always hate it when you shoot in your sock.
All right, guys, give me just a second here.
Yeah, man, do your thing.
The oh God, I just lost what I was thinking. The rum's just going straight down.
All right. Well, while you're thinking, I'm going to answer Paul Darnborough. I can't remember what the guy's name was. He was one of the. They played out of Wet Spot Paintball, which was out by Port Hope, Colburn Way. He was team captain-ish, and he didn't just eat paintballs. He ate everything. Like we went to a Chapters, which is like a bookstore. I don't know if you guys have Chapters down there or not. It's gone under here. But he literally, we went to buy a book, and when he went to pay for the book, she was like, where's the price tag? And he had already eaten the price tag. When we were at restaurants, he would eat the packages of salt. He had a condition. He just ate shit like constantly. It was, but yeah.
I'd hate to be his intestines.
People that have that.
And I want to say it was Canadian Black Shield was the name of the team, and I was just sort of an alternate on that. But they were a riot. Such cool guys, but that guy, yeah, you literally had to keep his hands off stuff because he was eating everything, not just paintballs. But yeah, he ate paintballs just because he ate everything.
I did a similar thing at a woods ball tournament, standing in the pit area looking at the team we were about to play, and we had these particular they were like a black ball that had a red fill in them.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, just handfuls, and the red paint's coming down out of my mouth and everything like that. And I'm just sort of like doing the funny head tilt as I'm like looking at them, just eating these paintballs as if like, I'm coming for you in the woods. Look out, predators on the loose. And it was funny because the whole point, I was dripping this paint out down my mask. Every time I coughed, it was coming out the grill, and like the rest were coming up and checking me through the point, going, "Did you get hit in the mouth?" And I'm like, "No, look." And then they look up under my mask, and it's just paint all through my beard and chewing and stuff, and I'm spitting the balls out as I'm going along, kind of thing. They're just like, shake the head and just go, righto, play on, like.
Do you get red fill down there?
Yeah, sometimes it's like it's not as common. Like most of our common colors are like green, yellow, orange was another fill, but like the red was very like
yes,
like
we get no red fill here.
No, red fill is very rare here too.
It's too scary, apparently.
Yeah. And I concur. Like when all is said and done, it's an image that paintball doesn't need, like really hurting people. And the theory is, if you got hit with red paint and you're bleeding and you can't tell which is which, yeah, I from a safety standpoint.
But when you're playing a zombie scenario, that red fill just adds that level of immersion.
Yeah, make it green.
Yeah,
fine. Make it green.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the adult paintballs. I had some banana scented ones at one point. I bought a case of that. That was weird.
Whoever came up with that banana scented stuff, or even that flavored paint that HK did, whoever come up with
that's what it was from. It was from HK.
Whoever come up with that synthetic flavor has never eaten a banana or a chocolate bar or anything like that, because the synthetic flavor is so far left field that it's just like, this tastes like industrial waste, or like I just
it's like those in Canada we get these like 5-cent banana 5-cent candies. They're like gummies almost, but they're not quite gummy. It's like almost a paste, like a chalk, a banana flavored chalk.
Yeah,
and that's what the paintballs tasted like and smelled like.
Yeah,
the worst I've ever done was I was down at what's it called? I can't. It's in New Milford, Pennsylvania. Blue Hanses Field, EMR, and it was 98, I think it was, and they actually created this paintball gun howitzer, because paintball grenades were kind of a thing. Those Tippmann squad bursters.
Yeah.
And so they made this howitzer that fired using compressed gas. fired this paint grenade that was about this big by about this long and had like a cone on it so that it got the proper thing. And then when it hit, it exploded. But everybody was scared of actually getting hit by one of these, so it got K-lined really fast. But they were still firing them into the trees. So when they hit the trees, all of a sudden there was this giant explosion of paint and everything sort of rained down. And they had it bubblegum scented and vanilla scented. And it was the worst. Okay. I kid you not. So when all of a sudden this haze started coming down around you, you were choking on this Hubba Bubba tasting smell that you breathe. It was, I wanted to vomit. Like some people did. It was like the worst ever.
That's the worst. I've made a paintball mortar off a 3-man slingshot where 2 guys hold the elastics and there's like a giant like cup almost, and I just loaded handfuls of balls in there and then launched it back and rained paint on the other team, but the ref had to cut it out because I kept hitting the refs because I wasn't looking. It was technically blind firing into the other spawn across the field.
Right.
Oh, shit.
But it was fun. Just load fire.
Yeah, the water balloon slingshots, one of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
See,
you got it, but I was just loading it with handfuls of paintballs.
Take the loader tube that you find out in the woods that somebody dropped, and God knows how long, and just take that big clump that comes out of it and just launch one of those.
Looks like rabbit scat, really, when they're piled up and they're all stuck together.
Yeah, they're all stuck together. They're gummy, and some of them are leaking, and make it rain.
I've bought an old paintball gun, and he's like, yeah, here's some paint. It was like 5-year-old paint. I take it out of the bag, one giant block.
Yeah, I went to a Goodwill. They had a case of Marbleizer in the glass case because they locked the good stuff up in the glass case, right? Yeah, and I was like, what do you want for a case of Marbleizer? And they were like, oh, $10. And I was like, can I look at it? And I open it up, and it's three bags in it, and like all the oil seeped out, like you can see through the clear part of the shell. I was like, this is garbage. You should just throw this away. You can't sell this to somebody.
No.
They're like, oh no. They put it right back in the case. They were like, I was like, really?
Someone's just gonna buy a case of soup.
Yeah. It was horrible.
So you go, Steve.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the box is probably worth $10. Just because it's Marbleizer.
Yeah, that could be to somebody.
I can get that at PBX all day if I want paint that shoots like crap.
You can still buy Marbleizer?
Yeah. Paintball Explosion sells Marbleizer for like $90 a case. White fill. It's great when you go to their big games. You wear a white T-shirt, you're never fucking out.
I thought that
I went to their World at War. It was 2 years ago, and a bunch of guys were wearing white because they sell white fill paint, and they don't call themselves out because where's my hit?
Makes sense.
Leprechaun. Oh, there we go, Leprechaun.
Oh, hang on.
Cheers.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I mean, I know this isn't one of my normal shows, but I don't care. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Hey,
no, my pleasure. I've been wanting to get on your show for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
Ever since you had Neb there, I was like, no. You can't have Neb and not have me. He plays with me, but he's kind of like my unofficial rival.
Right.
Yeah, it's me and him. On Frosties, we had a bet. We still have the bet going. It will be just carried over to it's an elimination bet. So if he gets more eliminations than me, you know how Sega has that stage set up at the director's table usually?
Yep. I'm
gonna get up, or he will get up with the microphone and sing "I'm a Little Teapot" in front of everyone at staging.
Nice.
Yeah, boy.
Depending on who gets the most eliminations. So that just relies on me counting my eliminations. But knowing Neb, he won't count. But he will bullshit. So I'm going to make him say his number first.
There you go.
Because he'll just be like, oh, yeah, I got 2 over you. Get on stage.
Yeah.
Well, what you got to do is make sure that what you got to do is if you want to make sure it's honest, you have to have somebody else beside him counting. So they have to keep that person alive just to do the full count.
That is true.
Or hire a personal ref.
Yeah.
That or what you guys need to do is go out there with a stuffed llama, and instead of who gets shot more first, you have to strap it on, and whatever llama gets hit first has to do it. So if the llama gets smacked, protect the llama.
I can do that. We all have stuffed llamas. It's in the other room, but yeah, my stuffed llama is in the other room. I don't know. We all have our own mascots. Mine wears like a little Illuminati symbol.
Go ahead.
So you go to. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just curious. Where do you buy a stuffed llama?
Walmart.
Mine.
I've never seen a stuffed llama at my Walmart.
They had a box of them at Walmart, and so I bought one. It said "I love you" on the top, so I just like coated it with camouflage Gorilla Tape, and then put like a gold chain around its neck, and now it's Illuminati.
So I just, by the way, guys, I just put a direct link to the St. Patrick's Day show on my Facebook. So anybody that wants to join in, click on the link, and if I see you come up in the thing, we're just going to add people because it's make this place crazy. And
definitely,
of course, Paul would say, "Sing it in a bikini." Now, just so if you guys don't know, the Booney Boys has a teammate called Bobby, and he's been known to play paintball in a cat in a hat and a pink frilly bikini, and there's lots of pictures.
Damn,
Booney Boys are hilarious. Hey, we got real royalty in the house. Hey, Grizzly, good to see you.
Hey, Grizzly.
Yeah. Well, it was Gramps and Grizzly, for those of you that don't know, that basically brought Constant Air to paintball. They were the ones that mass manufactured liquid CO2 bulk containers and attached them to paintball guns. And they've done lots of things, but that's what I know Gramps and Grizzly for the most. So, yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
Innovator.
so he's him and his dad. So
wait, Combat Air. Isn't that a different company now?
No, you're thinking Combat Air. I said Constant Air.
Constant Air. Sorry.
When it first came out, it was just known as Constant Air, the Constant Air mod, because you constantly had lots of air instead of having to use the stupid 12 grams.
I still have some guns that use 12 grams.
And they're still stupid.
Yeah, especially when you got to change them out and you require a tool.
Yep.
Like an old Tiberius.
Ooh.
I
still use it.
I understand why everybody likes MagFed. I do. And so please don't think I'm bashing MagFed. But you're literally paying more money for a device that has less performance, has more things that
using
can go
less
wrong.
paint, though. Using less paint. I only use a bag, maybe 2 bags of paint when I was using the case when I was...
I disagree, because you're not using less paint if you don't pull the trigger that much. Just because I have an Ultra Shocker XLS that will
getting closer
beat the crap out of you does not mean that I won't go easy on paint. When I was at Wasaga Beach last, I was given a case of paint, and I gave half a case back, and that is with an XL, a Shocker. Like, just because you have the ability doesn't mean you have to use it.
Yep. And a lot of these guys
I played Mac too.
A lot of these guys shooting MagFed are buying the First Strike rounds, which cost an arm and a fucking leg. Sorry.
Oh, F First Strike right now. F First Strike. I am not shooting at $1.25 per trigger press.
Right.
Hell
It's
no.
ridiculous, the cost of that. I mean, yeah, you shot me from 180 yards away, or I heard it whistle past my head. I got a buddy. He's like, if you hear it zoom past your head, that's my warning shot. They're expensive. Get up and walk off. And I'm like, no, you're going to have to shoot me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, you're going to waste your money, dude.
If you're gonna see one past my head because you're trying to be nice, Well,
guess how much 2 bags of First Strike cost in Australia? For 2 bags.
Imagine. Couldn't even imagine.
You're getting what, 100 rounds bag?
150.
Yeah, 150 a bag.
And just for the record, Connor and I did the math the other day, and an Australian dollar and a Canadian dollar are about 2 cents apart, and an American dollar is about $1.25 Canadian.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's $180 for 2 bags of First Strike rounds here in Australia.
No, I play Mech and MagFed, so because I have a dual, just the Stormer Dual Elite right now, and so I'll slam a hopper on there and just mech it up.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Is that called
crazy.
Playing dirty or nasty?
That would be playing nasty or nasty style.
Nasty style.
But apparently you need a second barrel for nasty style, but whatever. For the nasty purists out there.
I got a buddy that's got that, and he needed to buy a different hopper because he was getting friction through that magazine after his loader was on it. So he was he was getting friction, so it didn't have enough force. So he had to go to a rotor and up the tension on it to force the paint up into his gun.
Oh, that's weird.
Wow.
I hear they're bringing back the Tippmann X7 Phenom though, so I might be interested in buying that new model, the 2.0.
I don't. Yeah.
Dude, I'm Tippmann fan. Like, if you want to chat Tippmann, I'm Tippmann all day.
A5.
You can beat the crap out of them and still come back the next day, and it's working.
You know what? I see that glass is getting close to empty. So I'm going to call Leprechaun, so we need to get refills.
Ah, damn it.
That's why I bought myself a bottomless glass.
So for everybody that's watching, there is no professionalism tonight. It's St. Patrick's Day. I really don't care. I just wanted to enjoy my heritage a little bit, wanted to have a little bit of fun, and I thank you all for joining in. But yeah, is this a paintball show? Well, we're paintball players. I just I said,
what we do after the game.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
I said this is what we do after the game.
This is true. But my point is, tonight's show is either going to be absolutely fantastic, and I'm having a blast, or it's going to be a complete train wreck. Oh, see you later, Paul. Have a good one.
See you, Paul.
Yeah.
I got a joke though for in the realm of St. Paddy's for you.
Keep it clean.
It's clean. There was this ventriloquist, and he was out at this Irish pub, and he's doing all of his ventriloquist jokes and ripping on the Irish and everything like that. And then after the show, one of the guys in the crowd who was Irish is coming up to the ventriloquist because he was sitting on the stage still and talking to people, and he's like, "Excuse me, are you trying to make a mock out of us Irish people or something?" And he goes, "Oh, look, mate, I'm really sorry. They're just jokes. It's nothing personal." And he goes, "Shut up. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the one on your knee."
Well, I figured it was going to come to this. So hold on a second here.
Oh boy!
I brought this.
What's that?
I didn't buy this for today's
have a
show.
book of Irish jokes.
Pardon?
You have a little book of Irish jokes.
This is actually Irish wit and wisdom, and this actually
as long
stays
as it doesn't
in.
Talk about us, we little men.
This leprechauns are in there.
Oh shit!
Where was it? So anyway, this stays in my. I tend to keep this in my washroom because, well, I like it.
Reloading.
And it says Englishman, Frenchman, Irishman. If I wasn't French, I'd be English. If I wasn't English, I'd be French. And if I wasn't Irish, I'd be ashamed.
Don't laugh. It only encourages them.
Yeah.
Don't be
Wait,
mean. Don't be
Did
mean.
Andrew just tell me to buy the new MacDev XDR mech?
Probably.
I've really had, and that's probably going to be my next purchase. Actually, I've been having my eye on that.
I have, so hopefully I will have one of the first ones in Canada. Here's hoping. If you pick one up, make sure that you get a tank that goes low pressure. You can't just slap any tank on it.
I need an LP tank.
Yeah. So it's got to be.
Any suggestions?
Can't you just
Immortal
remove
Air.
the shims out of your standard
Immortal Air
tank?
for sure.
Yeah. Immortal Air.
Yeah, well, IA, of course. Yeah, if they ever have any in stock. No, I'm joking. IA is freaking amazing.
Joke all you want.
You know what? It's an amazing product, and that's why it's hard.
That's why they don't have any in stock.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just they're just amazing. I've been. They got.
John and Dan know stuff.
Waiting on for that.
People know they know
on the waiting list.
So.
Yeah. So
we can only get their regs in Australia. We can't get their bottles.
Why is that?
Because the testing standard on their bottles, sad to say, Australia has really, really high stringent testing, like on their pressures kind of thing. Our Australian standards, because they put them in submerge the tank in water, and then they actually pump water into the tanks up to a certain amount of pressure. Yeah. Yes, I want a purple alley.
Isn't that called hydro testing?
Yeah, the hydro testing is really stringent down here. That if the bottle's say rated to 4,000 psi, our testing mandatory will pump it up to 8,000 psi, and if the tank fails after that,
that's here in Canada too.
Yeah, we every 5 years, unless the tank is 2x2. But even though some fields won't allow it if it hasn't been hydro tested within that 5 years.
Right.
Yeah. 45. They tested 8. It's normal.
Unless it's also under a certain cubic inches, and I forget what that is. But that's why
it's 2 inches. It's 2 inches. So 13 CI tanks are usually immune, except for the new First Strike Hero half pint.
Well, but it's under a certain size, though. It's not just 2 inches, because that's why everybody wants those little peanuts, because the peanuts are
2
good
inches
for
diameter.
25.
Then
I love my 4500 tank,
and it doesn't need.
That thing's nice.
The only kind of choice we have down here is we've got Ninja, and there's another Australian-owned brand called Gladiator. And we just have, apparently, because I've even spoken to the guys over at Immortal about trying to get some of their tanks here, and they're like, we can only sell you the reg at the moment, but we are working on bringing Immortal Air into the country, because they were saying something about their tanks that, sure, they're fine over in the States with their compliance, but for some reason Australia, and I don't know the full extent of the testing, that Australia just has ridiculous standards that they've got to be to, because
okay, so I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I don't know who told you that, but they're wrong. So, common secret in paintball that everybody knows, nobody talks about, is that all tanks, the companies don't actually make the tanks. They hire other bottle makers to make the tanks for them. So the people that make Ninja and the people that make this and the people that make that, a lot of them all come from the same suppliers. Now, the suppliers still make them to each spec that they want and different sizing and stuff. But ultimately, and I'm not going to say that Ninja makes is the same manufacturer as Immortal Air. Please don't compare that. Don't think I'm saying that they're both the same. But
Ninja
ultimately, all I'm saying is that it's has nothing to do with we can't get Immortal Air over. If anything, it's the fact that Immortal Air right now is having a hard time getting tanks because they redesigned their new style, so it's much, much lighter that the other people don't have. So they've redesigned a tank and they've got it their own, so they're much, much lighter, and they actually hold more air. They've got bigger, more cubic inches for what they do. So the 77 cubic inches.
Their 77 is the size of a 68, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you're getting more for less, but right now they're having a hard time because of COVID, because all the bottle manufacturers are actually making everything for medical supplies and whatnot because of COVID. And so everybody's having a hard time getting bottles. So anybody that's telling you, it's like, oh, we can't get it because of moral air, blah, blah. I don't know what they're saying, but it's horse crap because companies still make the same. So if anything, it's because that it's expensive because Immortal Air is the best. They only make small quantities. They don't mass manufacture. Like if you go,
batch.
Yeah. So
they're supposed to be making us a Destiny tank.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's going to be nice.
There's supposed to be a Popular Unknown tank too. I can say that because only 11 people are watching, but we shall see if and when, because COVID messed everything up. But that being said, we all agree that Dan and John Colby make the best stuff.
They do.
And
I agree. I highly agree.
They're great bunch of blokes.
Yeah.
Oh,
to John and Dan Colby.
Exactly, to John and Dan Colby. So, but
they're great.
Now, as for getting back to the XDR, because Andy said that Connor needs one, and we all agree that Connor needs one. Heck, I need one.
I said hook him up.
But the thing is that I think Connor would have a hard time getting it into Canada.
Or
not into Canada, into Australia.
It's purple. It doesn't look like a firearm.
No, it's
it looks more like a space gun.
It's more the
I know I've seen
stuff.
those pink 9mm running around, but
yeah, it's more the import side because it's like, even though our state law says that paintball markers are no longer considered firearms, they were on the firearms reg as a handgun, like because the longest legal length thing. But even though state law states that paintball markers are no longer considered firearms, federally it's still federally it's still considered a firearm, so you still have to import it as if it is a firearm, and the individual can't import it. It has to go to a gun dealer for him to import it, and a couple of the current ones it's really expensive.
You see this here
isn't actually made in Australia anymore. They're made overseas. The company is still in Australia, but the marker's made overseas. They stopped manufacturing, I think, 2004, 2005, making actual Mac devs in Australia.
Where
from what I understand. I think it's either it's either Indonesia or Taiwan they're made now. Somewhere in one of those Pacific Asian states now. They're not manufactured. They used to be actually manufactured in Melbourne in Australia. There was a warehouse down there that they used to make all of the guns. MacDev is still an Australian company and they're still around, but their guns are made overseas.
And then they're just assembled and
is that due to the laws then that they started assembling them overseas?
And also a few other things, but the gun laws made it very hard. And it's
much cheaper to have things made in Taiwan or
the economy. Andrew's saying in the chat that some of the parts are manufactured, but the bulk of it is done overseas. That with the machining of the actual bodies, everything like that, some of the internal parts are made in Australia, but the bulk of it is done overseas. But gun law, economy, and without trying to misspeak on a few things, that there was also a little bit of running down of the brand per se by some of the other industry people in Australia. So it kind of just tapered off with like manufacturing and selling them. And I personally love the MacDev. My field shoots drones, and they're nearly 10-year-old electronic markers, and they're still competing and out shooting some of the top of the line markers out there still. These things
That's
are
just
nuts.
awesome.
You know, they're just a great gun, and for an Australian made product, it's sort of competing with likes of Planet Eclipse and Shocker and Smart Parts and everything like that. Brilliantly made. A mate of mine owns a Cyborg, an 06 model Cyborg Poppet, and that thing can nearly shoot itself. You know, because we play semi-uncapped a lot down here in Australia, that once you get that thing running, it'll continue to run and shoot it at maximum fire rate before you just got to pull the trigger to try and stop it. This thing will just shoot it like, so yeah, it's great. I'm bringing the brand back up. I'm with you, Connor. Hell yeah.
Hey, right on. You might have that dreams of the XDR after all.
Yeah. So, and I love it. I can't say enough about MacDev for an Australian brand and what they were. They outshone. They've got great titles even to their name here within Australia. So,
am I the only one that's sick of all paintball guns going with like an alphabet soup name? I am so sick of that.
I don't know. I play with an automag.
My point. But I am so sick of, like, is it an XLS? Is it an XDR? Is it I don't know, like
LV1.
We had mini, micro, RT.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying, current paintball right now, doesn't it bug you guys that everybody's just using this alphabet soup name?
I can't keep track of it.
I can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, someone will come up with a new marker, and I'm like, what is that? An XV TR 2.0?
Yeah. Who made that?
Yeah.
I reckon
AGD made the XLS to the TYP to the MNO.
I can't keep track of these acronyms.
And I don't even want to.
They should just go, righto. It's the you get yourself like a shocker, and then we'll just say it's the Moose Maguire edition shocker. You know, and then that way it just solves any confusion or worrying about the alphabet soup. If it's like if they're bringing out a Planet Eclipse LV Moose Maguire, you know.
Yeah, I like the additions. Yeah, if they added like this edition, then yeah, I can remember it. Then I remember it's not what it used to be.
See,
I feel you.
And you actually, Andy, you need to talk to Fetty and tell him that you've got the Ali Remembered purple, and then you have the Moose Maguire doo-doo brown. make it Moose brown.
Should be red and white. Red and white.
No, I can't stand red and white red guns, and I can't stand blue guns. No offense to anybody that shoots them, but myself, there is nothing worse for I do not like red guns, and I do not like blue guns.
Blue
Purple,
gun bad.
Orange, green, gold, brown, like just colors. But red and blue, don't want them, don't like them, no use for them.
I'm all about Onyx Black.
And everybody tells me my GS is ugly because it's the gray and dust orange.
I've got a lime green.
I love it. I saw it on the wall. I said I'm getting a bonus at work next month. Tim, don't sell that. Put it in the box. I'll be back for it. And I was.
Yeah.
Stimulus.
Well, no, this was before stimulus. This was way before stimulus, but it was like when my buddy got me back into it at the end of 2017, I was like, you know what? First thing 2018, I'm buying a marker. This is what I'm getting.
So Rob, I know we're going to lose you soon for at least for a little bit because you got to read somebody a bedtime story, which is awesome.
I do. And he was just grabbing at me over here.
Right. But so before you go, quick question. What if you could get a new gun and you can't say automag? If you could get a new gun,
I can get a new one of those.
I know you can. You live basically in the store. My point is, I know. My point is though, what do you like that's out there right now that just makes you go, oh, that's cool?
If I was gonna go mech, I've got that E-mech with the hair valve in it is amazing. It really is. If I had to go electronic, which the GS, letting noobs in my private games. I had a private game last weekend. There was one girl, so I handed her my GS, and I accidentally left it in full auto. It was actually, I forgot that I had it in full auto from playing around in the backyard. But if I had to buy an electronic marker, I'd probably buy the 170R.
That is a good gun.
Yeah. One of my best friends has one, and the gun shoots amazing.
Mm.
And then, like I said, if I had to go mech, I would actually go low cost and buy the EMEC and put the hair valve in it, because that gun is amazing once you put the hair valve in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Planet Eclipse, good electronic markers as well. I shoot an LV1 at the moment, and bit of a shameless plug, I run Ultra Silk through it, and that thing on semi-uncapped and just rattling through, I have seen an improvement in overall operation of my marker. And I mean, this thing's had probably cases upon cases.
They're saying it'll do that for an auto mag too, and I don't know.
Yep, they will.
I don't know,
because I know that I've seen in the forums and a lot of the chat groups that they've been bashing Ultra Silk up and down the street.
Yeah.
I look at that and like they go, oh, it's petroleum based, it'll chew your O-rings, and I'm kind of like, what are O-rings made from? Like,
the truth of the matter is, like, oh, we got John Amadea. Hey, John, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Even to Tracy too.
Yep.
Leprechaun.
Oh, Tracy Perez.
Yeah. So the truth of the matter is, with regards to what's it called? Ultra Silk is first and foremost Russell Jackson of Shocker Paintball, and he does all the promotion for what was Smart Parts but is now Shocker and Lux and GOG. And anyway, he literally took an O-ring from the Shocker and he threw it in a container of grease, and he left it there for a year, and it didn't do anything. And I was there talking to, I was literally talking to Russell, and Russell told me that personally. So that's fact number one. And that's my own eyes, or I shouldn't say my own ears, heard it from Russell. He believed it. Part number two, when I was in Wasaga Beach, I had my Ultra Shocker with me that's been fully boom treated. They put a special gauge up to test air pressure, and that tells how much air pressure actually goes through the gun and how much you're using to cycle properly. It was, I can't remember the exact number, but I want to say it was somewhere between 7 to 9% efficiency increase, because the bolt wasn't being needed, so like bolt was having less friction, so it wasn't requiring as much air pressure to function and make everything work. So it does not destroy modern O-rings. Old O-rings from the old day, when people used to use like actual firearm gun oil that would dissolve the O-rings and jam the old paintball, comes right up. Yeah, you can't use petroleum-based products on certain O-rings. But if you actually take the time to go on Google and say, does petroleum wreck O-rings? The answer is yes and no. It depends on what O-rings are made of. Modern O-rings are not really affected by petroleum-based products. They're just not. And then current, the Ultra Silk with the petroleum, and it has such a minute amount of petroleum, it won't make a difference. And then just to add insult to injury, the modern Ultra Silk that they're cranking out now has no petroleum in it. It is a silicone base, not a petroleum base. And the whole argument is moot anyway.
100% agree. Like, it really has made a difference. And even some of like, because I'm pretty much like the only guy in Australia that has this Ultra Silk. I've been putting it in friends markers, because they're like, hey, let me try this, because you only get like either by Exalt or PE or MacDev. MacDev grease is good, don't get me wrong, but and I've been using it, and they're coming back and they're going, oh, this is great. Usually after a tournament, you know, all the grease that I put in it before the tournament and everything, I have to do it after because it's just blown all of the factory grease and out, and it's hardly there. And they've used this Ultra Silk in tournament and pulled their bolts out or pulled their rammers out and gone, look, it's still there. Like, it's still lubricating. It's still doing everything that it's supposed to.
Yep.
And I'm like, see, I'm not lying. And then I just direct them to the website and go, here it is. Do that.
Yep. Well,
yep.
When I was at Frosty's Revenge, Caesar, who makes Ultra Silk, had actually given me a few containers of it. And I was helping out a couple of guys in the parking lot and whatnot. And they're like, what are you using? I'm like, this. I'm still getting messages afterwards. And it's like, oh, this stuff is amazing. And the truth is Ultra Silk actually use much less than you would normally use on a regular grease because it actually more treats the metal than it is a lubricant. Yep. So, yeah, I just, it makes me laugh when all these keyboard cowboys are like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, see, I was there when the guy that made it and a professional was testing it, and it's good. Like, it's not hypothetical or back in the day when I put 3-in-1 oil in my Brass Eagle Nightmare competition short barrels and having sweat. Like, shut up. Like, the stuff is amazing. It's one of the best modern inventions for paintball right now.
Yep.
And
totally order me some. I'm using some like SMG grease by Flask. It's okay, but I'm greasing every few games.
Right. Yep. And that makes sense, and that's fine. But know that if you go and
I need to go get another boom juice though, because I can't get the bloody lid off. I'm just going to end up having to cut the bloody thing off, and because those safety lid things, the teeth get chewed out in them, and I pegged my boom juice somewhere in a paddock because I couldn't get the lid off, and I don't know where it is now.
It's the same bottle as vape juice.
I'm so bad about cleaning my marker. I'm still using the same little small little thing that came with the GS. I still have some.
Yeah, those little pucks that you get in the little kits.
I'll guarantee you right now that girl broke a bunch of paint in that stock barrel that I don't shoot paint out of at all. So it's still dirty because I'm going to put my freak kit on it, and that stock barrel is probably going to be dirty until I let somebody else use my GS again.
Yeah, well, that was something.
People wondered why Robert was kicked off Destiny Midwest.
Off.
You can't have a dirty barrel, mate.
Well, she won't play with
Speaking of dirty barrels, go read to your kid. And then just click on the link. If you can, come back, and if you can't, happy St. Patrick's Day, man.
Happy St. Pat's, guys. I'm
Leprechaun.
Call it quits.
Leprechaun.
I'm having a great time tonight, guys. I really am.
That was a great show. Right. I get to actually talk to you in person and not just crack jokes and yell at you to push forward.
Yep. Hey, Steve, could you put me in the green room just for a sec?
Yeah, man.
All right, I'll be back in like 2 shows.
Sure.
It's me and Steve on the 101. And Andy from the Ali Remembered Foundation.
Steve just sends me links, and I'm like, okay, fine.
Sorry, what was that?
Said you just send me a link, and I was like, all right, I'll jump on.
And by the way, for anybody that's interested, I actually posted a link to get into the show in my Facebook Popular Unknown group. So it's open right now to anybody that wants to click on. I mean, I got to pull you up from the green room, so.
Click it, Tracy.
If you want to join in, I actually sent Tracy and I sent John Amadea a direct link if they wanted to join in as well. So
when you're watching your show on your cell phone, all your like messages, they actually don't pop up in your notifications.
Unless you're holding it up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
If you hold it like this, you can see the comments. If you hold it like this, you can't see the comments.
You could just see us. Yes. Yeah, I got the chat up on a separate screen.
And I'm the most important thing that matters anyway. So the chat's
there. I came from like a Mixer streaming background, actually.
Oh yeah.
I used to be a Mixer partner before it shut down, doing the video game streams.
Cool. What's
Speaking of video games? All of them. Mostly shooters, of course, like PUBG, Apex Legends, like shooter, whatnot, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But there's a new Greg Hastings Max Paintball 2 coming out for consoles and PC soon.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's gonna be it'll be nice for the off season and especially in lockdown just to play a paintball game. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but hey, it's paintball.
Does Andrew have a drink?
No, I don't have a drink.
Oh,
I've got Ultra Silk in my hand, though. Does that count? Because it's green.
Oh, because I was just going to say leprechaun.
I'm Indian, not Irish.
Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Get it right.
Yeah.
Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Period.
Oh, that's true. You got a point. I just don't have a cool green light behind me.
Well, they're not behind me. I've actually got one here, one there, one there. I've got 3.
I got my camouflage pajamas that are green.
There you go. I guess I could go get the black lights out. Would that count?
Yeah.
I'm surprised very little people talked about my hat. I'm very disappointed.
I told you I liked your hat.
I know. I said very few people. Oh, Tracy! Woo! And
Tracy!
Hey, Tracy!
Hey guys, how's it going?
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
We haven't seen you since last night.
Yeah.
Cheers!
Cheers. Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see the show last night. Pardon?
Right? Yeah. Yesterday was Tuesday. I had to think, like, wait, what day is it?
Today is St. Patrick's Day. That's all that matters.
Today's St. Patrick's Day. That's all that matters. Yep.
And everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
That's what I say.
And
every other day.
Yeah. So
And just,
thank you for being on. You don't have to stay on for very long. As long as you want. There are no rules. There is no set thing. This is just my St. Patrick's Day party. Honestly,
Nice.
If the pubs were open, I wouldn't be here. I'd shut down the show. Like it would be put off till another day. Because I am Irish all the rest of the days of the year. So
Oh, well, it just gives us more things to celebrate when we do meet up,
absolutely.
100%. Also,
welcome back.
Tracy's here. Well,
Yeah.
nature called.
Hey, guys. So what are you all up to? Is
You're
it
looking
closed
at
up
it.
in
That's
most
excellent.
places?
I beg your pardon?
Yeah. I said, is it closed in most places? Like bars and stuff today?
Well, here in Canada,
They're all closed.
yes. And the 2 that I would have gone to, my 2 top favorites, have completely gone out of business.
No.
They're just gone. And they're 40-year-old pubs. Like, they've been around since forever.
Oh, they must have been selling Foster's.
Yeah. Nobody drinks that crap down here. It's
That's
like
what
you
I've
can't
heard.
even pay someone to drink that crap down under.
That's why they're out of business.
Yeah. It's either
What's your
VB is the
favorite
Aussie beer.
VB, the bigger beers. They're not like a standard beer bottle. It's like a bigger one.
Yeah, it's a 40, pretty much is the closest thing. Like, or we just call them long necks.
That's malt liquor here. That's like Old English or Colt 45.
Colt 45.
That's high school stuff.
So Tracy, you're going to ask something. What was it you're going to ask?
I was asking, what's your guys' favorite beer?
Oh, I'm torn. And
Bundy rum.
he's going to throw something at me from Sudbury when I say this. But my 3 favorite beers are, I like Ricker's Red because it's just nice. And I like Labatt's Blue because it was what my dad and I used to drink together. And I love American Budweiser. It's just refreshing.
You know what Budweiser stands for, Steve?
I don't care.
Do you know?
I'm just saying, I was down in Texas once, and that was what was on. That's what was recommended to me. They instead of actually having fridges, they had these great big troughs full of ice, and it was just all stacked. And I said, "What do you recommend?" And she goes, "These are the coldest." And she handed me a Budweiser, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Now,
What does Budweiser stand for?
Canadians hate American beer. That if you say you like American beer, you get thrown because it's basically sex in a canoe, fucking close to water.
There's nothing wrong with this.
But I like it. So Rickard's Red, Labatt's Blue, and Budweiser. Those are my three.
But do you know what Budweiser stands for, Steve?
I do not care.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
It's because you deserve what every
Oh,
sorry, what?
Yeah, he kind of halfway. Deserve something, Steve.
You're back, Andy. Go ahead. Sorry, I had to do that.
I didn't know again. I was too busy laughing at Connor. No, Budweiser. It's because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly.
Ah, is that
Budweiser.
like the slogan for it?
No.
Ah, well, we have my favorite beer down under is either Great Northern, Tooheys New, or another one I like, which is more of a German beer. It's called Ottinger, and they come in 500ml cans, and you buy them in a 6-pack for like $14, and it's like 3 liters of beer, and I'm just like, I'm set. But Tooheys New. We have VB, which is like Victorian bitter, or we call it Vomit Bomb. But it's the only flammable beer in Australia because you use it to dress your Barbie plate, and you pour it on there, and it just like up in flames, and you're like, boom, shakalaka, like, you know. But that's the only thing you use that beer for is cleaning your Barbie plate. That's about it.
Oh no!
There's an actual
we have our own
flammable
brewery
beer?
up here.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's actually flammable.
How is it flammable?
It's
Like,
a flammable beer.
I thought it had to be like 125 proof. What
No,
beer are you drinking are 125 proof?
It's close to it, but for some reason, every time I've ever put it on like a nice, like you heat up your barbecue plate really hot so that everything kind of opens up in the pores of the metal, and then you pour it on there, and it's just like, and you just like feel like Jimmy Neutron, you know, like pouring, and it just catches on fire. I don't know why. It's one of Australia's
lighter
great
fluid has
mysteries.
the same effect.
Yeah. One of the great Australian mysteries, you know. The same as when we say to people, have a good one. They're like, have a good one what? And it's like, you'll never know. We'll never tell you our secrets.
Oh, we say that up here too. Have a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very common.
The shame of it is, though, is that, I always thought everything in Australia was part of the food chain. It was trying to kill you, but now the Barbie's trying to kill you too. So
Yep.
you're not giving
Cooking
me a
appliances?
reason to come visit you, Connor.
Yeah, you're coming up here, Connor.
What's barbecue?
Trust me.
That's not.
It's all right. Just rub some Vegemite around your neck and in your armpits, and it'll keep all the other things away from trying to kill you.
I've had
That
Vegemite. It is
that ex-
salty.
That explains Vegemite. That stuff's nasty.
It's
just
beer
It's
scum.
gnarly. Yeah,
It's
it's,
literally what
well,
they
no
get
one
out of
actually
the
tells
bottom.
you how much to put on the piece of toast.
Tracy,
Figure that out
have you ever-
yourself.
Have you ever tried Vegemite? Don't
Nope.
do it. Just don't.
Do it.
Don't do it.
No, do it.
It's like this processed vegan peanut butter thing.
It's literally beer scum. It's what comes out of the vats in the bottom of brewing beer. like 2 years old, because of the malt and everything that comes out of it. It's a byproduct of making beer.
Is that what it actually is?
Yeah.
Which is probably why I haven't really tried it.
Oh.
Yeah, we got our own brewery up here, so I like with Stack Brewery. So they have like Sudbury Saturday night. I also I'll drink Pabst Blue Ribbon though on any day.
Oh, PBR.
I've had Pabst.
PBR.
Yeah, Cooper's is from down under.
Tracy, what do you think of my hat?
I love it. I saw the picture you posted when you picked up your son from school.
Oh, that's
And I
right.
was like, that's awesome.
My son came out, and even in the mask, I could see him, and his head just sort of did that old puppy dog sort of. What are you wearing?
That's my dad.
Then he started laughing. He's like, "Can I have it?" And I'm like, "No, I gotta wear it for the show." And he goes, "But I want to wear it at my appointment." I'm like, "Sorry, bud, you can have it after." And he's like, "Okay." He goes, "But it's not St. Patrick's Day then." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, can I try it on?" And then that's why I posted a picture of him trying it on.
Oh my
You got your son into paintball yet?
Yes and no. He has a invert mini, like pre-axe. That's green, and he loves it. And I've had him to the field numerous times to shoot at the target range, and he loves it. But he actually has Asperger's, so he's on the spectrum, and extremely high functioning. The problem is that if he doesn't get his way in certain circumstances, he goes postal, like flat out postal. Yeah. And so I haven't rushed him getting him into playing because I really don't want him to take his mask off in a No,
I don't want the kid losing an eye. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So him and I we've done a lot of playing on like video games and stuff like that, like Fortnite, for example. And I've had him playing a lot of Fortnite, and I'll play with him. And so that he loses, and he's learned to lose gracefully. And so he was going to play this summer, but COVID.
Yeah.
So he has his own marker. He has his own mask. He has his own pack. He has absolutely everything. But absolutely Facebook user. He would be the perfect pro.
Taking his mask off and yelling at people. Yeah, that perfect pro.
Kathy.
Put him in AC Dallas.
Oh, Kathy Alvarez is on. Let's send her a link too. If she can join, great.
It was good seeing you last night on the show too, Tracy, and hearing all of your stories, how you got involved, and just seeing the women of paintball and everything like that. That was awesome, because we always see us blokes on there, and but it's sort of good to see the women. And I made the comment last night that some of the best teams I've ever played on have been co-ed teams, and it was just phenomenal sort of seeing that, even from the bloke perspective, and seeing you women getting out there, and the movers and the shakers, even behind the scenes. It's very, very important what you guys do.
Yeah, and
we
I
need
think
more ladies in the sport.
We do so much more than we put out there, but it's good because like we've noticed too, as far as the females go in the industry, to be able to inspire other young ladies that want to get out there and do this stuff, or even those that, like I said, like myself, I may not be able to get on the field and play the way I used to, but I'm still involved every single day, It's still my life. Even my doctors joke with me, and always when I get my blood works done, it's always they'll tell me like what color paint they got out of my blood. And I'm like, well, I've got an event coming up this week, so So they'll tease me about it all the time, and My husband's used it now too, like when I have to go in and it's always, for me, unfortunately, it's something medical, but when I go in and they always ask my blood type, I'll say it's Hellfire. That just shows you how long it's been, but Hellfire was the paint back then.
Yeah. Well, it's the true epitome of the saying that, like, paintball, it's not just a hobby, it's a way of life. And the people that you meet along the way, the family environment, and, like, look at me, I'm in Australia, and yet I'm talking to these amazing people from America, from Canada, and, like, everyone is just so welcoming, and I'm a nobody, really. And getting to talk to all you guys, great guys, and meeting you all, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal
We're all
in
nobodies.
seeing this sport.
Yeah, and like, that's the thing about paintball, though. It makes every nobody that loves paintball family,
Yep.
And like, we say that all the time, but we absolutely positively mean it. And that's like, one of the great things about when there's the events and we all get to meet up with each other. It is always like one big family reunion. And and like, even with the kids, my kids and so many of these other guys' kids have all grown up together, and now they are also excited to see each other, come event time, and watching them running around and playing and stuff like that. It's just so cool, and I'm so glad you guys are on here.
Well, I put the name unknown in my podcast for a reason. Like, it.
You're not getting that much unknown, though. There's a lot of big names that know who you are, Steve.
That may be true. But when I started 2 years ago, hey, Kathy! When I started this podcast a little over 2 years ago, nobody knew who I was. Like, I could.
That was 2 years ago, though. 2 years in now, you got a name for yourself, Steve. You got some cachet. Your name has some cachet.
You got some clout, boy.
So maybe my name has been put here and there, but that being said,
yeah, but the bathroom stall doesn't count.
Exactly my point.
Exactly for a good time, please watch Popular Unknown Podcast.
And welcome to the St. Patrick's Day show, Kathy.
You have now been indicted.
So, for everybody that's just joining in, there's no rules to tonight's show. If it was St. Patrick's Day and everything wasn't closed, I probably would have canceled tonight and gone out. But I just wanted to have St. Patrick's Day fun with my paintball friends. So,
Leprechaun.
Oh no!
At the bar.
I hate you. All right, I'll be right back. I got to top up. By the way, chat, this makes number 5. I'm filling up.
Damn, I have to catch up.
Have you seen the size of my mug?
Oh my god!
And it's flashing.
I just got off at work.
I beg your pardon?
I just got off at work.
Oh, then you really have to catch up.
Yeah.
I'm up to my 6th or 5th can.
Oh my god.
This is great.
Yeah, so professionalism gone out the window today. I don't care. Like, I purposely put my camera in front of the couch, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Next week we'll go.
Steve.
I beg your pardon?
I love this, Steve. I mean, you're amazing. This is real you.
This is real me. But when I'm behind my desk, though, that's the real me too. It's just tonight. It's
especially doing them voiceovers. Big sultry voice on those voiceovers that you've done. I'm just like, ooh.
Who is that?
Hello.
Andy actually got me to do some voiceover for some of his work projects too.
Oh yeah, for the team presentation. The team loved that, by the way.
Oh yeah, I thought it was for Monday.
Well, they can't see the presentation because it's a leadership thing that we're doing. But I put the voiceover in my team chat, and they were like, "That's badass."
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys, I've got to take off.
Okay. Well, thanks
I'm
for
like
joining
half
us.
an hour late, but yeah, thank you for letting me come on, and happy St. Patty's Day, and I'll see you guys all soon. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. You know you're welcome on anytime.
All right. Have fun.
Oh, and before you
Take
go,
care,
one
Tracy.
last thing.
Uh,
You still have to be my co-host sometime soon. I promised you.
Anytime. Yep, for sure. That will be so much fun.
All right. Talk to you later, Tracy.
We could do
Bye,
another one of
Tracy.
these. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
See you, Trace.
See ya.
Hey, Mr. Steve, I hear you're writing again for PB Media.
Yeah, I never stopped.
Yeah.
You never stopped. What's
Nope.
what's the new article you're working on? A
I
little
can't tell you that.
a little taste? No, no
Can't
little
tell you that.
taste.
No,
Ah.
the last couple months, there's been different things going on, and they don't always need my content. And then with us being locked down, I can only make up so much stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's with the internet right now, and this makes things difficult, but with the internet, everybody's talking about this opinion or that opinion, right? So it's hard to talk about opinions because everybody's seen it, heard it, done it, and it just sounds like I'm regurgitating something else. So I actually need to be playing, doing things, whatnot, to.
I hear you there.
So it makes a challenge. And then Amadeus had some really fantastic art or magazines for the last couple of months because he did the 50 most influential, and he did the 50 or the specialized questions for 200 people. Like, I mean, there's been some really cool stuff. So yeah, I never stopped. You'll still see me as feature writer at the end. I can tell you though that I will be writing for Wasaga Beach and their blog. That's coming up.
Yeah, Donna's fucking amazing. I mean, friggin' amazing.
Both apply.
Yeah.
But well, no. When it comes to Donna, I don't swear because she's an ex-school teacher. She's like the mom of Canadian paintball.
She really is. Like, there's nobody better than. I mean, there's people that are on par with her, but there's nobody better than Donna. Like, I would. She is
not to toot her own there, but yeah, Donna's amazing.
She's
probably just kind of like it.
Yeah, and she almost won some awards for Businesswoman of the Year too.
Mm-hmm. She was nominated, so that counts. And then she also got the TripAdvisor. Wasaga Beach Paintball got the TripAdvisor award last year.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to be doing some stuff for her, and expect to see some video for Wasaga Beach produced by me. And nice. I will probably be at Wasaga Beach this Saturday. And I'm
okay.
Are you going to be on Wasaga Beach this weekend?
I booked time off for Frosties, but since it got canceled, I just kind of I'm running an outlaw game here in Sudbury.
Gotcha.
I got a 4-stage compressor, so I can fill tanks.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah, so I usually port that out in the back of the pickup with a generator because it's electric, and I just fill tanks out there. It takes a few more minutes than the standard scuba tank, but hey, it's just us 5 guys anyway, so.
Gotcha.
We're gonna probably run like we're gonna try to figure out how to run a battle royale game.
Cool. Well,
Battle Royale 5.
You can do that if you want.
Battle Royale 5, yeah.
Or you can talk to them and you can say, hey, Steve from the Popular Unknown is going to be at Wasaga Beach on Saturday to hang out and shoot and do fun stuff. And he's also bringing.
I think Neb is doing something at Combat Pursuit. Yes, shoot him and you get a card. Well, or you get a free. He doesn't have the cards printed yet, but
and that's fine. But I'm also going to be rolling up to Wasaga Beach with Stephen Williamson of Transfuse.
I really, actually, you may there's a small chance you may see me there because I did retain the vacation I booked off from work. So I might make the trip to Wasaga.
I'm gonna
because I just got to talk to Donna and pre-book, let her know I'm coming, and so she can reserve my slot for you. What time do you think I'm going?
Well, it's Saturday. I want to go out there early. And
it's a 6-hour drive for me. Remember that.
So get up early.
I do. I usually book a hotel actually the Friday night prior.
I'm just saying that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with Steven or Transfuse. We're probably making some content. We're probably having a whole lot of fun. If you're looking for some fun swag or want to actually try Transfuse, it's a good time.
All right. You might be twisting my arm, Steve. I'll be messaging you later.
It's always a good time for Transfuse. That's why there's like 10 boxes of it over there.
I know. That's why it's like twisting my arm. Like, I really want to go. It's totally worth it. Come on, Matt. Definitely go.
He may or may not have his new product line, which may or may not exist and may or may not have a name at this point. It may be there. It may not. I don't know. But you might be one of the first people in the world to try the new product that may or may not exist.
Oh, you're really selling it, Steve. I might make that trip down this weekend.
But I'm telling you, I will have cameras and there will be content created on Saturday. So just know that.
All right.
And expect to see a lot more of Transfuse on the show. I'm not saying I'm sponsored by them, but Steve and I are friends.
You are.
Me personally, no. The podcast isn't. The I'll Remember Foundation is. And I'm part of the I'll Remember Foundation. So I have to keep these things separate in my head, man.
Connor wants to know what it is, though. So hold on.
You don't know what Transfuse is, Connor?
We don't have that down under.
All right, so we're going to talk to Steve, and we're going to get you sent some. Basically, it is a healthy Gatorade.
Yep.
It is absolutely fantastic. Like, a lot of people use it as a hangover cure, and they love it.
Excellent.
And some people mix it with vodka so that you don't need a hangover cure. Just saying. But it is an absolutely amazing powdered drink.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 3 or 4 different flavors. I personally love the blue raspberry the best. I keep bugging him for fruit punch. And he was supposed to be on the show tonight, but I guess he's busy.
That's slacker.
By the way, Kathy, if you want to say anything, just start throwing elbows. Like, ask away.
Kathy, what do you play? You play mech? You play speed? You play magfed? What do you play?
I'm learning how to play speed right now. I've always been woods ball person. I've been in paintball since '86. I was a rep.
Paintballer.
Yeah.
Now you're getting it.
I started back in '86 at Jerry's Field. My brother was
Hold on a second. He's Canadian.
Okay.
You need to say Jerry Braun.
Yeah.
Jerry Braun.
So that he knows that we're
Jerry.
talking the original field, the oldest field in the world. Like it was like one
that's
of the top
OG. 4. That's paintball history.
Yep. My brother is one of the original Master Blasters.
Oh, wow.
And I started reffing when I was 16. And then I moved to California in 1990, stopped a little bit, and got back into it. So I'm learning about the speedball. So my son is in the tournament. He's part of a team.
Is he part of the Hermans?
Huh?
Is he part of the Hermans?
He's part of the Sharks, West Coast Sharks.
Nice.
And he just came first place 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
Even better.
So, yeah, I've been in it for a while. So
she's basically an adopted daughter of the OG Ironman.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I know Weeze, Mike, Ricks and Ayas. I hang out with all of them.
Is that how you pronounce his name, Sendeas?
Huh?
Is that how you pronounce his last name, Sendeas?
I do.
Okay, fair enough. I never knew how to pronounce that name. I just call him Rick. Yeah.
So what's everyone's coveted gear? Like, does anyone have any old sandanas that OG sandanas that
I've
they've
got
coveted?
an old school OG sandana that my man right here, Steve, gave me the first day he fucking met me. Sorry, I
did.
dropped it again.
It's okay, man. It's St. Patrick's Day. And this is a paintball show. And if anybody plays paintball, they're swearing on the field. I'm not saying that let's use it
I try
as
not to
punctuation,
swear on the field,
but
occasionally
right back.
Get the F out. I've shot you 3 times.
I've been judged
out of my mouth.
Yeah, story about that. I got this sandana that was just awesome, and it has the full cover on it and whatnot.
Yep,
it was a real
cover.
It was real tree, right?
Yeah, it's real tree.
Yeah, and I really liked it, and it was super comfortable. But there was other things that I prefer to wear. Like I used to have a company that I called Mugnut back in the 90s, and I made my own headbands. And I had this one that's like I have this tourniquet one that I love. It's like a big black triangle. Not a tourniquet, sorry, a sling. So you know how a lot of people back in the when did you start playing, Matt?
I started playing in 2004, but I dropped out a little bit because
okay, so you're a young punk.
Personal
so
issues, and then I got back in. Yeah.
All right, so you don't know squat. So back in the day, what a lot of us used to do was we would get the army slings and we wear those as a headband because it would cover our head and it was nice and light and cotton and you could use it like a bandage and stuff. And I used to love that. And so I literally made myself one out of like a chain link fence material, and I had patches, and I was selling them, and I did pretty good. I think I sold a couple thousand headbands back in the 90s, like, which considering I was making them myself in my living room. So I had it, and Robert didn't have one. You didn't have one, did you? Like you didn't have like a head cover?
Yeah, because that practice, I came from work. So I was practicing. I brought a jersey with me, my GS and my tank, and I came from work to the field. And I didn't have any sort of head wrap.
Right.
So you hooked me up.
Yeah, I'm just like, here, take it. Because I will rarely wear it because I tend to always wear my own.
I wear the thing all the time.
And that's why I gave it to you. You know, like, that's paintball.
Yeah, and that's what you told me. You said if you're not going to wear it, give it to somebody who's going to wear it.
Yep.
But I'm going to wear it till it falls apart.
I just had to step out for a second there because I had to go and literally kick a wallaby out of the house. We had one just walk
literally.
into the housemate. Yeah. Housemate left the back door open, and occasionally we get them hopping
to your house.
Yeah,
because that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I mean, not that it's cool that it but it's something like that's something that's just that don't happen about these parts.
What is a wallaby?
A smaller kangaroo.
It's like a kangaroo had mated with a New York City sewer rat.
Yeah. Well, you have kangaroos. Then kangaroos. There's the eastern grey. Then there's the northern red. And northern reds literally look like they can bench press a car. Like they come up staunch and like swole is the goal.
Are those the ones people box?
Yeah. Those are the ones that literally can like lean back and then they'll kick straight through you. And then the eastern greys are like the stoner of the species. And then you've got wallabies, and we call them swamp wallabies because they're literally like as you said, like had mated with like a swamp rat or a beaver or something like that, because they call them a swamp wallaby because they're smaller and they're a lot more denser too, that when you hit them, they literally will ride off your car. They take the diffs out and tear stuff off. Then they'll lie there unconscious for a minute, get up, shake it off, and then hop back off.
So it's like the Northern Illinois raccoon when you hit it with a car, because those things are as big as pit bulls.
Well, wombats over here can literally destroy a road train, like a big semi. They'll take the diffs and everything out, and I've seen a wombat literally get hit by a road train get up after it's just written this road train off because it's ripped everything out from underneath it. Get up and then just run off the road and start digging and go into a burrow somewhere. Like
road train, is that a transport?
Semi.
Yeah, like an 18-wheeler. And they have, instead of having a single trailer, they'll have 5. And they have them up north. And yeah, they call them a road train because it literally takes about 500 meters for these things. Once they're up to speed, it'll take them 500 meters to actually stop unless they hit a wombat. That they'll stop in probably 100 to 200 meters sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
you need to come to Canada, see a moose headbutt a car.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Always wins.
That'll back me up.
I've hit a moose. Hit the back end.
And it laughed
Moose
at
walked
you.
away.
Yeah, it walked away, and my car didn't.
Yeah, I bet.
Oof.
Yeah.
Again, but they'll in the wrong seasons, a moose will charge a car, like
Oof.
and throw it.
Yeah, I
Ouch.
bow hunt. I've been charged a few times.
Jesus.
Up in the tree stand, and they charge you in the tree stand, even though you're like 50 feet up, and they can't get you. They'll hit your tree and try and knock you out.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Safety belts.
Yeah. I got the harness on and that. And, I use a crossbow, a nice Excalibur. I'm gonna actually convert my compound bow with that arrow. You know the bow paintball attachment you can put on called the air bow.
Yep.
They're illegal in Australia.
No way.
Yeah, they're illegal.
Fuck. No way. Oh my god. That just hooks onto a compound bow. It doesn't even reach like full FPS.
Yep.
Unless you're like a strongman, you got that set up to 65 pounds, but like I'm skinny, man. I'm 135, so that thing is shooting like 200 feet per second.
Yep. They're still illegal though. It's crazy because there was a guy who actually got a 5-year suspended jail sentence for getting one of those into the country and tried to use it as
because it's just an attachment and then you put it on the bow.
Yeah, and used it at a game. The photos got out. The police come knocking and basically charged him with importing some illegal firearm component part thing, and he got a 5-year suspended sentence for it.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy down here.
That is pretty crazy.
Last spring, we were shooting one another with one of those in the store.
I need to move country.
Had some reused balls. We were like, whack.
I need to move to another country, man. Like the more and more that the hurdles that we just face just to even get paintball markers. Like in New South Wales alone, the laws are kind of relaxed, but it's federally it's a problem because the federal hasn't caught up to state yet. So it's just ridiculous.
Connor, definitely move to the States. You can come to Canada if you want, but
move to Canada. No, move to Canada. We got legal weed. I know you like a release.
But they're making
20 life.
But Canada's bringing in all the same laws that the Aussies have.
Doesn't state law override federal law? I mean, like here in the States, I mean, they've been smoking weed in Colorado. How long, Andy?
Yeah, in the United States.
Yeah, but that's state legal, not federal. We got federal up here.
Yeah, but federal is still legal. Federally, they can go to Colorado and raid every one of those head shops.
Yeah, exactly. In Canada, we don't have that.
No, in Canada, it's federal first,
state laws,
and then provinces. But in the states override federal.
To a point.
Over here in Australia, federal overrides state. So it's the same as in Queensland. You can have gel ball blasters, which is basically an airsoft marker that's been converted to shoot them.
Shoots those Orbeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're legal in Queensland, but illegal in New South Wales, Victoria, and Northern Territory. But Western Australia, South Australia, you've got to actually have a firearms license for them. But in Queensland, you don't. But federally they're still imported under like a Class D collector's commissioner permit kind of thing. Like you've got to have the state's like the state commissioner write you a letter to say yes, you can import these things.
So my old boss, Guy Cooper, just chimed in and noticed that he was asking if the markers made here in the U.S. Over 31 inches are still illegal there.
Like 31 inches long?
Yeah.
Are they like
That's a weird.
Are they like those sort of mag-fed looking like guns, or like because I remember I was talking to a bloke the other day that imported some of Bud Orr sniper pumps, and Bud was kind of a bit annoyed because to get them into the country, they had to have a 10-inch barrel on them. They couldn't be anything longer than a 10-inch barrel on them, whereas Bud made his pumps autocockers with a 16-inch barrel standard. And to get them into the country, overall, it's got to have a minimum of a 14-inch barrel. As long as that barrel comes stock with that marker, if it's a 16-inch, that's okay, because it's still within inside that legal limit where it either goes into carbines or something, or like it's crazy, because federally they're still a firearm, but state in New South Wales and New South Wales only, they're considered a regulated sporting implement, because our Department of Fair Trading regulates paintball in New South Wales now, not firearms reg. So it's crazy. I need to move.
I'm just saying that if you've ever watched that movie, Love Actually, there's what's his name from England? Colin.
Yep.
With your accent, you'd be beating women off with a stick. Like, go right into the Midwest, go into any random state, especially down south in the
Canada,
southern states.
Don't come to Illinois.
All I'm saying is, if you yeah, man, like you'd be like, it's all good.
You're welcome in California.
Pardon?
I say he's welcome in California.
Oh,
I'm
just saying, Illinois is so screwed up. You don't want to come to Illinois. I'll come visit if you come this way, but don't come to Illinois.
Where all the Californians are going?
Texas.
I go to Texas.
Texas.
Them good old Duke boys, they'd be great down there, just running their moonshine.
Holy crap, we've been on this. I've been on the show for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
This is
That's
great.
right.
Leprechaun.
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 Oh. Man, I'm going to be drunk turning up to my appointments later. They'll be like, what have you been doing? And I'm like, I was drinking on the internet with people.
Drinking on the internet.
Hey, Steve, do you mind if I plug my wife?
Please be my guest.
She's
Actually,
a paintball photographer.
Let me rephrase that for a second. Wait a second. Hold on. What do you mean
Not
by
on stream.
plug?
She's a paintball photographer. I'll be doing that off the stream.
Oh, well then, get her on.
Six Chariot Photography. She is paintball photography. Newer. She's mainly Donna's photographer.
Cool.
She does like instead of the follow sessions where you see just one player, she takes photos of the whole like battle. So you'll see like five different players, and then you'll see just like kind of the paint shooting across. Great photo. She does the she doesn't do follow sessions.
She doesn't do follow sessions?
Not at all. She does the full. So she captures like the battle. She captures like a clash. It's really cool.
So does she do
She
like
does
drones
scenery.
Not drones, just straight with her Canon, but she gets up close and personal, like when the paint's flying, so she'll catch like the cross of the paint. It's really nice.
Cool.
That's badass.
So why isn't she in front of the camera instead of you?
Because she's playing Fallout 76 right now.
Who
Hey, good
plays
game.
that game?
So she does apparently.
Because
She's like, I don't play Fallout.
But isn't that like the most hated of all the Fallouts?
It is. It is. After like a million updates, though, it's actually kind of became a game.
Mm.
Oh,
It was something to
that
play while I'm
about
waiting for Greg Hastings' game.
I'm stalking you on Matt's wife. There we go.
That is Matt's wife. Did you want her on the stream? I can bring her on.
If she wants to come on, she's more than welcome. I'm going to be shutting the stream down soon because we've been on this for 2 hours. And
Yeah, it's a long stream today.
hey,
All right,
It's
bear
great.
with me here. I'm gonna go grab her.
It's a St. Patty's party.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know it's the St.
Who-
Patrick's Day
Who
party.
calls it quits on a St. Patty's party?
Hey, your wife will kill me if somebody says leprechaun one more time.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
professionalism
Can't
for
say it too
today.
many more times. It's
Gone.
my last
Oh.
beer. I got to get the
Damn.
hard liquor out if we keep saying leprechaun.
do it. You won't. You've changed. Hey, look at Steve's glass. He's getting ready for a refill, a reload.
Why do you think I'm ending the show?
No, you just do what the rest of us do. Just get up and do it, then come back.
It's
Do
only
you see
green
how
Kool-Aid.
big my mug is?
Yeah.
Like, here's my hand.
Reload.
When he gets up for the refill, he's got to empty the.
Empty the fuel tank where he's storing it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Hello. I've
So-
been summoned, I hear.
Well, not so much summoned, but if we're going to plug your show and you're a paintball photographer, then you
Yeah.
got to say hi.
Well, hi. Yeah. I just, yeah.
Okay, so so you don't know, so you don't know. So Robert Hansen below me, he's from Chicago. Kathy
Okay.
was originally from New York. She is an old master blaster, so to speak, and she's now
Nice.
adopted by the OG Ironman. And she played. I don't know what team you play with now, Kathy. I'm sorry,
West Coast Sharks.
West Coast Sharks, and
Oh,
she's
nice.
basically adopted by the OG Ironman. On opposite to me, that is Andy Starrett. He is the main man
Hi.
behind the Ali Remembered Foundation, the Denver Expendables. Well, I shouldn't say main man because it's a group effort, and we make sure that it's a group effort. But when you talk about the Ali Remembered Foundation, you're talking about Ali, and Andy is Ali's dad. So,
Oh, nice.
and then we've got Connor way down in the bottom corner, and Connor
G'day.
is
Connor.
our adopted Australian.
Yes, the
There's
secret
an
love
accent
child
I
down
love
under.
and I can hear all day.
The secret love child. I'm telling you.
That's
Yeah.
me.
So,
But yeah, no, it's
so what
yeah,
kind
I'm not a paintballer at all. He's tried for the last 2 years to try to get me to be one of you, and I get hit enough as it is, so I think I'm good. Minus
Well,
the,
If you're
the gun.
getting shot, you might as well shoot back.
True.
What he said right there.
True.
Return fire.
Definitely not lacking the weaponry here. That's for sure. He's got like half a dozen guns in our one of our
Yeah, those are
rooms
amateur
that we have.
numbers. Half a dozen is amateur
So I'm
numbers.
finding out because
I-
I'm very much a newbie in the field, and but
I've
I
been
have to
limited.
say, for someone who's never really experienced paintball in any capacity, anybody and everybody that I've met have been quite nice and quite generous to me, so I can't complain there.
Well, I will tell you, after having started playing paintball in 1989, you get shot less as a player than you do as a photographer or a referee. And Kathy's a referee first. She will confirm that. If you're a player, you're able to
Yes.
get out of the angles and you get hit maybe once a game. Maybe 3
Reffing,
times a
you
game.
have to get into the angle and check the player that they're
Yeah.
still shooting at, which means you're getting shot.
Yeah,
A lot.
yeah.
Steve,
My first year
I get
experiencing
lit
it last
up.
summer, I found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
I don't know the terminology properly, but it's not the standard paintball, but the one that's hubby told me first strike rounds. I got one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those square in the head
Ooh. Yeah.
with a mask on. And needless to say, words were said.
When you hear the whistle, duck.
Right?
I have pretty good reflexes, but when I've never been on a field before and that was the first experience, I didn't know what to expect. I was just fascinated in general. It was also quite warm that day, so I was trying to keep hydrated as well. So
Murphy's law of combat.
but no, it's
states
quite fun.
incoming
It's
fire has a right of way.
yeah, no, yeah. So
Awesome. So I'm trying to tell Matt to get his butt to Wasaga on Saturday.
Mhm.
So
which is vicariously saying me go drive him.
Well, there's that, but bring your camera because if I'm going to be there, I am a media whore, and if you want to take pictures,
fair enough.
Yeah,
I've met some interesting characters.
Hey, Steve, here's something to make you feel a little bit old. You said you started.
I can't quite do that. they
you started playing paintball.
I'm sorry. What was
that?
2. I'm sorry. Okay, so what's happening, Rob? First?
Oh, you did the Hulk Hogan Superman type thing. And I can't do that. They're cutting that open next week.
Oh yeah. And then Connor, what was that?
I was saying that make you feel a little bit old. You started playing paintball when I was 2.
Yep.
I was 4.
Yeah, I was an 88 baby.
So you're calling Steve Father Time?
Oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry to make you feel
graduated
dated,
high school in '87, and Connor wasn't even born yet.
Oh wow! I started in '86.
Yeah.
A lot of people say I wasn't born; I was issued.
I started in '97. I guess I was a late bloomer.
I can't say much. My parents used to say they got me from Kmart. So.
All right. Well, guys, we've gone over the 2-hour mark, so I think it's time for me to shut this thing down. But happy St. Patty's Day to everybody.
You as well.
You too.
Happy St. Patty's, everybody.
Thank you all.
Leprechaun.
Andy,
Leprechaun.
I need to get a hold of you.
Cheers,
Andy.
Princess.
What?
I need to get a hold of you. Next month is my 50th, and I want to do something for your foundation.
Well, we would love that.
So message me so I could get the hookup, and I would like to raise some funds for you.
Oh, definitely. We have to pay for Steve. He's expensive.
It's just getting him back into his own country that's expensive.
That's pretty much it at this point.
That's why I'm not bringing him into mine, because it's going to cost too much to send him back. I'm like, you can.
Yeah, I so wanted to go to Living Legends 11, but this travel restrictions are just too much.
It just got canceled, didn't it?
It didn't get.
It got moved. It got moved.
Yeah,
it got moved to a different state.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got moved to North Carolina. It probably won't come back to the Chicagoland area.
Ooh.
No. Oh, that's just more traveling. That's just a longer flight.
They're getting ready to open Illinois back up. We will be open back up before the game is supposed to happen. And Lockport was still like, no restrictions, blah, blah, blah. So it's probably not going to come back, to be honest.
Yeah, and because they weren't allowed to use first strike rounds, which apparently was a thing.
A big thing.
Yeah, and there was a whole letter. What do you call it? There was a whole write up about it that was posted yesterday. So I think I forwarded it on my Facebook group if you guys want to read it. But so it's going to Black Ops Paintball, I believe, in North Carolina. Is that?
Yeah,
it's going
to Black Ops. Yeah, it's going to Black Ops.
Yeah, and Black Ops is an iconic field. Like it's just amazing, and they do a lot of big games and stuff there. So plus, it's South Carolina, right? North Carolina. Either way,
North
Carolina's
It's
biscuits and gravy. Like they're better in the South. They just are.
I don't know about that per se. I got family down in Georgia, and you know what? I get it better off my stove than what I get in Georgia. Well, unless my mom made it. And it's pretty close.
If you're in Chicago, that's biscuits and bullets.
I'm
Biscuits and bullets.
I'm outside of Chicago. I'm as close to Chicago as I am comfortable with. And,
So they're gonna like shut down the NXL in September already? Just because it's Chicago in that area.
They're supposed to have a 5-phase plan for opening the entire state, and they say when they release it at the end of the week that we're already going to be in phase 3. So, like I said, we should be open by the time Living Legends was supposed to happen. So I don't know why Legacy was like Lockport restrictions, blah blah blah. We're gonna have to cancel.
I think it came down to it was too iffy, and with the backlash that happened for CPX last year, and
I was in Lockport last week. Every business there is open.
Yeah, I'm just saying that with the backlash that happened last week, that it's probably in their best interest just to shift, just to be on the safe side. So, anywho,
and now you get 2 first strike rounds.
There you go. Anyway, so Robert, I'm going to kick you off first. Any last words for the people out there?
All I got to say is come see me at Pirates, April 23rd to 25th. I'm part of the command team for the Royal Navy.
If I could, I would.
Nice.
Destiny, we love you, Be Young. Nikki Hanna, thanks for having me on Midwest. Steve, love you.
Love you too, brother.
We'll talk, sir.
I hope so. All right. Who wants to go next? Volunteers? All right, Matt. Any last words for anybody?
Absolutely. Buy local and play paintball. That's it. Just play paintball. Keep supporting the sport.
Okay, so I have a question about this whole buy local thing. If you can't travel and you can't go anywhere, who else
I'll strictly buy Canadian. So I'll buy from like DEF CON, Canadian Paintball, anything like Canadian based, I'll buy.
Gotcha. All right, my friend. You have a great one. Great having you on the show finally.
Lovely speaking to y'all.
Nice to meet you, mate.
To the llamas. Don't worry, they're coming back.
All right. Who wants to go next? Anybody?
Okay.
Sorry, you're going now?
The ones that have been drinking that need to go to the bathroom are like me.
All right, Connor. Any last words for anybody?
Come play when you all can move around the world. Come down to Australia and I'll show you a good time and I'll introduce you to some rum. And
fair enough. Yeah. All right, Connor. You have a great night. Thanks for being on the show again. All right, Kathy.
Yep.
Any final words? Any shout outs you want to give?
Support your local fields. I will be in New York May 15th and the 16th for the Woods Ball Cup. Come up to me and say hi. I would love to meet you and see you. So support your local teams.
Oh, I wish I was going to that too, but closed borders. All right, Kathy, great having you on. Thank you so much. You have a fantastic St. Patrick's Day.
You
What's
too.
left of it.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Andy, me and you again.
Yep, as always.
Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for inviting me again.
Yeah.
Just happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there, and got to second, third, and fourth, and fifth the buy local, and get out and play. And of course, just as a reminder, if anybody's still paying any attention, the MEC tournament is coming up April 3rd and got moved because of the blizzard. So if you're in the Colorado or surrounding areas and you want to come out and play some MEC tournament, come down to Color Splash and bring a couple guys with you because it's a 3-man event, 500 round limit. Let's get it on. Have a little fun.
Awesome. All right. Sure. Well, have a great night. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. Chat at you later.
Sorry about that. My apologies. I didn't. I was clicking when you saying. What were you saying?
I said, we'll chat at you later.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great night, Andy. Ciao. Bye. All right, everybody. Well, that was my St. Patrick's Day show. I would like to say I'm sorry that I wasn't professional like I normally am, or at least wasn't trying to be, or I don't know. I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. It was either going to be a lot of fun or it was going to be a train wreck. Personally, I had a great time. I hope you all did as well. If you didn't, terribly sorry, but happy St. Patrick's to you anyway. So I'm going to cut it short tonight. So thank you all for watching. Keep your paint dry, play with passion, and because it's St. Patrick's Day, may you be a half hour in heaven before the devil knows you're there. Have a great night, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day.